Hey, what's up? I hope you're all having a good day or night, depending on where you are or what time you're watching this right now. Today I'm just doing the next reading from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Yeah, just simple stuff today. Um, but soon I plan to do like an updated room tour video because since my last one, I have reorganized like quite a bit. So thought I maybe could do another one of those. Plus, yeah, I've got a few other ideas right now, but for this video, I just thought I'd continue with this little series that I've done. So yeah, so this is the fifth one, I think. Yeah, this is the fifth one. So that means reading pages 100 to 125. Yep. I'm getting there. There we go. Okay, here's where we left off. It's like the school play. I'll just reread half of page 100 to kind of like do a little recap. So it's Wednesday. Well, like Mom always says, be careful what you wish for. I got picked to be a tree, but I don't know if that's such a good thing. The tree costumes don't actually have armholes, so I guess that rules out any apple throwing. I should probably feel lucky that I got a speaking part at all. They had too many kids trying out and not enough roles, so they had to start making up characters. Rodney James tried out to be the Tin Man, but he got stuck with being the Shrub. There he is. Okay, now we're on Friday. Remember how I said I was lucky to get a speaking part? Well, today I found out I only have one line in the whole play. I say it when Dorothy picks an apple off my branch. He says, ouch. In the movie, he actually had to sing and stuff. But, we all know how that went. That means I have to go to a 2-hour practice every day just so I can say one stupid word. I'm starting to think Rodney James got a better deal as the Shrub. He found a way to sneak a video game into his costume, and I'll bet that really makes the time go by. So now I'm trying to think of ways to get Mrs. Norton to kick me out of the play, but when you only have one word to say, it's really hard to mess up your lines. Sing ouch. Okay, now we're in December. Alright, on a Thursday. The play is only a couple of days away, and I have no idea how we're going to pull this thing off. First of all, nobody has bothered to learn their lines, and that's all Mrs. Norton's fault. During rehearsal, Mrs. Norton whispers everyone's lines to them from the side of the stage. She's saying, this kid's saying, I get that you're pretty, but she's supposed to sing, I'll get you, my pretty. I wonder how it's going to go next Tuesday when Mrs. Norton is sitting at her piano 30 feet away. Another thing that's screwing everything up is that Mrs. Norton keeps adding new scenes and new characters. Yesterday, she brought in this first grader to play Dorothy's dog, Toto. But today, the kid's mom came in and said she wanted her child to walk around on 2 legs because crawling around on all 4s would be too degrading. So now we've got a dog that's going to be walking around on his hind legs for the whole show. worst change is that Mrs. Norton actually wrote a song that us trees have to sing. Okay, so he does have to sing. Okay. She said everyone deserves a chance to sing in the play. So today we spent an hour learning the worst song that's ever been written. Thank God Roderick won't be in the audience to see me humiliate myself. Mrs. Norton said the play is going to be a semi-formal occasion, and I know there's no way Roderick is going to wear a tie for a middle school play. But today wasn't all bad. Toward the end of practice, Archie Kelly tripped over Rodney James and chipped his tooth because he couldn't stick his arms out to break his fall. Well, that can't happen when you don't have arm holes. There he goes. So the good news is they're letting us trees carve out arm holes for the performance. That's good. Alright, on to Tuesday. Tonight was the big school production of The Wizard of Oz. The first sign that things were not going to go well happened before the play even started. I was peeking through the curtain to check out how many people showed up to see the play, and guess who was standing right up front? My brother, Roderick, wearing a clip-on tie. He must have found out I was singing, and he couldn't resist the chance to see me embarrass myself. The play was supposed to start at 8, but it got delayed because Rodney James had stage fright. You'd figure that someone whose job it was to sit on the stage and do nothing could just suck it up for one performance, but Rodney wouldn't budge, and eventually his mom had to carry him off. That's some insane level of stage fright, especially if you don't have to do anything. You should count yourself lucky, man. Alright, the play finally got started around 8:30. Nobody could remember their lines, just like I predicted, but Mrs. Norton kept things moving along with her piano. The kid who played Dodo brought a stool and a pile of comic books onto the stage, and that totally ruined the whole dog effect. When it was time for the forest scene, me and the other trees hopped into our positions. The curtains rose, and when they did, I heard Manny's voice. And he's screaming and saying, "Bubby, Bubby, 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 Bubby." Great, I have been able to keep that nickname quiet for 5 years, and now all of a sudden the whole town knew it. I could feel about 300 pairs of eyeballs pointed my way. So I did some quick ad-libbing, and I was able to deflect the embarrassment over to Archie Kelly. He's saying, "I think you dropped an apple, Bubby." But the major embarrassment was still on the way. When I heard Mrs. Norton playing the first few bars of "We Three Trees," I felt my stomach jump. I looked out at the audience and I noticed Roderick was holding a video camera. I knew that if I sang the song and Roderick recorded it, he would keep the tape forever and use it to humiliate me for the rest of my life. I didn't know what to do, so when the time came to start singing, I just kept my mouth shut. I'm just singing "We Three Trees from Yonder Glen," and yeah, you don't know what to do. He rose up. For a few seconds there, things went okay. I figured that if I didn't technically sing the song, then Roderick wouldn't have anything to hold over my head. But after a few seconds, the other trees noticed I wasn't singing. I guess they must have thought I knew something that they didn't, so they stopped singing too. Now, the three of us were just standing there, not saying a word. Mrs. Norton must have thought we forgot all the words to the song because she came over to the side of the stage and whispered the rest of the lyrics to us. She's saying, "While we are rooted to our spots, she doth move on lightly." The song is only about 3 minutes long, but to me it felt like an hour and a half. I was just praying the curtains would go down so we could hop off the stage. That's when I noticed Patty Farrell standing in the wings, and if looks could kill, us trees would be dead. She probably thought we were ruining her chances of making it to Broadway or something. Seeing Patty standing there reminded me why I signed up to be a tree in the first place. And now, Greg took his chance. He chucked that apple right at her head. There you go, Greg. Pretty soon, the rest of the trees started throwing apples too. I think Toto even got in on the act. Somebody knocked the glasses off of Patty's head, and one of the lenses broke. Mrs. Norton had to shut down the play after that because Patty can't see 2 feet in front of her without her glasses. After the play was over, my family went home together. Mom had brought a bouquet of flowers, and I guess they were supposed to be for me, but she ended up tossing them in the trash can on the way out the door. I just hope that everyone who came to see the play was as entertained as I was. Yeah. I mean, personally, I would rather see like an apple throwing competition or like fight rather than the Wizard of Oz play, because musicals aren't really my thing. I mean, I like some musicals, but I don't watch them regularly, you know. Okay, on to Wednesday. Well, if one good thing came out of the play, it's that I don't have to worry about the Bubby nickname anymore. I saw Archie Kelly getting hassled in the hallway after 5th period today, so it looks like I can finally start to breathe a little easier. He said, "Hey there, Bubby." Oh man, poor Archie Kelly. He didn't deserve that. Okay, on to Sunday. With all this stuff going on at school, I haven't even had time to think about Christmas, and it's less than 10 days away. In fact, the only thing that tipped me off that Christmas was coming up was when Roderick put his wish list up on the refrigerator. And his wish list is new drums, a new fan, and a shrunken head. Alright. I usually make a big wish list every year, but this Christmas all I really want is this new video game called Twisted Wizard. Tonight, Manny was going through the Christmas catalog, picking out all the stuff he wants with the big red marker. Manny was circling every single toy in the catalog. He was even circling really expensive things like a giant motorized car and stuff like that. So, I decided to step in and give him some good big brotherly advice. I told him that if he circled stuff that was too expensive, he was going to end up with a bunch of clothes for Christmas. I said he should just pick 3 or 4 medium-priced gifts so he would end up with a couple of things he actually wanted. But of course, Manny just went back to circling everything again, so I guess he'll just have to learn the hard way. When I was 7, the only thing I really wanted for Christmas was a Barbie dream house, and not because I like girls' toys, like Roderick said. I just thought it would be a really awesome fort for my toy soldiers. When Mom and Dad saw my wish list that year, they got in a big fight over it. Dad said there was no way he was getting me a dollhouse, but Mom said it was healthy for me to experiment with whatever kind of toys I wanted to play with. Believe it or not, Dad actually won that argument. Dad told me to start my wish list over and pick some toys that were more appropriate for boys. Christmas, when Uncle Charlie gave me my gift, it was not what I asked for. He must have walked into the toy store and picked up the first thing he saw that had the word Barbie on it. So if you ever see a picture of me where I'm holding a beach fun Barbie, now at least you know the whole story. Dang. Dad wasn't real happy when he saw what Uncle Charlie got me. He told me to either throw it out or give it away to charity. But I kept it anyway, and okay, I admit maybe I took it out and played with it once or twice. That's how I ended up in the emergency room 2 weeks later with a pink Barbie shoe stuck up my nose. And believe me, Roderick has never let me hear the end of that. Alright, on to Thursday. Tonight, me and Mom went out to get a gift for the giving tree at church. The giving tree is basically a secret Santa kind of thing where you get a gift for someone who is needy. Mom picked out a red wool sweater for our giving tree guy. I tried to talk to Mom into getting something a lot cooler, like a TV or a slushing machine or something like that. Because imagine if all you got on Christmas was a wool sweater. Saying, yippee, you got a nice sweater. I'm sure our giving tree guy will throw his sweater in the trash along with the tin cans of yams we sent his way during the Thanksgiving food drive. Okay, now we're on Christmas Day. When I woke up this morning and went downstairs, there were about 1,000,000 gifts under the Christmas tree. But when I started digging around, there was hardly any gifts with my name on them. But Manny made out like a bandit. He got every single thing he circled in the catalog. No lie. So I'll bet he's glad he didn't listen to me. Yeah, that would have sent me over the edge, not gonna lie. That would have, I would have been so upset. Because, that's how you know you have a favorite child, you know? That's how you know. I did find a couple things with my name on them, but they were mostly books and socks and stuff like that. I opened my gifts in the corner behind the couch because I don't like opening gifts near Dad. Whenever someone opens a gift, Dad swoops right in and cleans up after them. I gave Manny a toy helicopter, and I gave Roderick a book about rock bands. Roderick gave me a book too, but of course he didn't wrap it. The book he got me was Best of Lil Cutie. Lil Cutie is the worst comic in the newspaper, and Roderick knows how much I hate it. I think this is the 4th year in a row I've gotten a Lil Cutie book from him. I gave Mom and Dad their gifts. I get them the same kind of thing every year, but parents eat that stuff up. They're saying thanks, because he got them a World's Best Mom and a number 1 dad. We got the number 1 dad hat and then a World's Best Mom cup. The rest of the relatives started showing up around 11, and Uncle Charlie came at noon. Uncle Charlie brought a big trash bag full of gifts, and he pulled my present out of the top of the bag. The package was the exact right size and shape to be a Twisted Wizard game, so I knew Uncle Charlie came through for me. Mom got the camera ready, and I tore open my gift. Something tells me that it's not going to be Twisted Wizard, but we'll see. But it was just an 8x10 picture of Uncle Charlie. What? I just knew you'd love it. Between you and me, I don't think she loves it, you know. Alright, last page. Page 125. I went up to my room to take a break for a while. A couple minutes later, Dad knocked on my door. He told me he had my gift for me out in the garage, and the reason it was out there was because it was too big to wrap. And when I walked down to the garage, there was a brand new weight set. Alright, well, I don't think Greg is happy with that. I would have been happy with that.